Hello, 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 and hello, everybody.
It's a little bit excessive, isn't it?
I'm
many.
making
My
up.
name is Markiplier.
I'm making up for an absence, and I'm going to do that by drinking some absinthe.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah,
fun.
do it with absinthe.
Yeah,
No,
a
I'm
very
not gonna
wise
give him the
choice.
satisfaction.
When the party last left off, Zeus, Struenhof, Darius, and Deloric had head into town to attempt to make sure everyone was okay, and perhaps get a few supplies. After doing so, they came upon some particularly interesting information, and with that, they have returned to their home. They enter and see that Rifter is in fact up and at 'em and awake.
Who's Adam?
Adam D's nuts.
Whoa.
No, you clearly don't understand. He's up and Adam. He is Adam. He's turned himself into Adam Levine from Maroon 5.
Anyway. See you up and about.
Indeed I am. I'm rested, for what it's worth. I don't ever want to be like that ever again. That was painful.
As they open the door and go through, some of the wind is heavily stolted by Struenhof's oar, but some of the snow nonetheless pushes through and leaves a little bit of frigidness in its wake.
Well, hopefully you won't have to go through that again.
Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers. So what did you get up to?
We got up to being smug as hell. You are going to love this, as he holds up the poster to Rifter.
As
the
you
poster?
look at the poster,
The poster.
it says "Wanted." Darius is holding his thumb over part of it, and it says 500 gold, which is a lot of money. And he slides his thumb over a little bit more. It says 5,000. Then he slides it over a little bit more, and it says 50,000. And he unrolls the rest of the poster, and he shows the entire wanted of Prince Seiron alive.
Oh, are you telling me if we get him, we're going to get paid out the wazoo?
This
Alive,
means
that is.
This means that we get both to teach that smug man a lesson and 50,000 gold.
Oh, the gods have smiled on me once. Only once, but it was sweet.
I could do it again.
I guess you could.
I feel by now he's already learned his lesson. He should know that as long as we're alive, it's only a matter of time.
On that note, I have a couple settings to make. I'll just take a couple moments off to the side.
I do want to warn you, Rifter, what that's about. We might be heading up to Gerard Montevier.
I'm sorry, I did not catch that last part. What did you say?
We might be heading up to Gerard Montevier.
Oh, goody. That'll be just great. Well, I have some people to say about, my things. And he holds up the scale and the talon.
Well, if they're in town.
I certainly hope they are. It'd be awfully inconvenient if they weren't.
Pretty nasty out, so we can check in the forge to see if he's and you know what, he's probably got orders still, and the forge keeps him hot enough.
That's true. But yeah, I also was hoping Hoff, is there a way I could borrow some readings or some writings on what this even is? And he he's referring to the dragon talon, fang, whatever, sharp thing.
You're referring to yours or mine? Because,
Oh, mine.
well, I'm not sure if I have anything personally on it, but I can do some digging.
Yeah, I feel like perhaps fully understanding what this represents and what it is might give me a better idea as to what I want to make it into.
It might not be the same as necessarily learning about it, but attached to the Smiths there is oh, I can't remember his name. It's been it's been a while, but he can identify it for you. He won't necessarily tell you what it is in spirit, but he could tell you what it can do.
Oh, okay. Where is he at?
Just upstairs from the Smith.
Oof, has he been there this whole time?
Yeah,
I've completely forgotten about him.
we've had things. I mean, he's pretty small. You know what? I shouldn't joke about that behind his back.
Well, I can say that because I am also small.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, wait! No, I remember the blasted... Okay, I remember.
That one I'm not so sure if he'd still be in. I don't know if he lives there or not. That'll be a gamble whether or not he's there. I think we've got a pretty good chance that the Smith will be. And,
Alright.
so you don't freeze to death, I will be coming with you.
Thanks, laddie. Kindly appreciate you saving me life.
And, I mean, Sternhoff, it would be nice to have you as well. It does make things a little bit nicer. And also comes with the benefit of you asking about information for your, for the Talon, correct, Rifter? We can go with Strunhoff while he's checking out the Talon, or potentially the Smith is working on one of the daggers and checking the Mages Guild and see if they have any reading on it.
Sounds like a perfect plan.
Hey, Lorik, we're gonna head back out. Do you want to come once you're done with sending, or are you staying?
I just finished. I got my responses.
Ah, alright, wonderful.
Dope.
Well, Perlin told me that Seiron has been missing for nearly 2 months. He apparently slipped out the back in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
So he left right around the same time we did.
That cheeky fucker.
He must have known that we left Jaw Hectorum and thought that was his chance.
There's not many places he's able to run.
Especially not from you.
I'm going to try and avoid using that for now.
Alright.
Not many people actually know about what happened there.
On that note, I have informed Executor Perlin about the fact that we are, as some might put it, I call it no clasts. And I also learned from my subordinate here that all Delmarevs have been recalled to Gerard Martivir because of the dream.
Well, it seems like our hypothesis was correct, but that just confirms that we need to go ourselves.
Right.
Did you say anything about me? I hope you didn't.
I said nothing of the sort. I only said that we killed Nidhogg. Alright, let me actually elaborate on the 2 sendings I made. To Perlin, I said, "Hail. Expedition to Kingdoms went well. Nidhogg is felled. What happened with Seiron? Last I heard, he was cooperating. Did he lose his nerve?" And then to my subordinate, I simply asked, "Hail. Wanted to ensure you were okay. Got back from Expedition Kingdoms. Checked the tower. Only EA was there. Did you also have a weird dream?"
Alright. Well, we'll have to see how all of this pans out. I think, meanwhile, I might try and contact the Highborn.
How should we travel to Gerard Martivir on that note? Teleportation circle or...
I think that's prudent. It'll take far too long for us to go on foot or on car
Aye.
or on carriage or on disc.
or on Griffin?
That too, yeah.
Especially in this weather.
Mm-hmm.
I think, unless we have many other things to do once we get Rifter's situation sorted, we should be able to head out.
Indeed. Alright, let's head back into town then.
This is some wonderful relaxing that we're doing. Trudging through snow.
It builds character.
Back and forth and back. 20-minute loading screen. Woohoo! That's the wrong one. Look at those. Look at those old fellows. Those old icons.
I like to imagine that the loading screen is just progressively one of the characters in a chibi icon, like chibi style, running across the bottom of the screen, and then it's the next person running across the bottom of the screen, and they all have their own little flares as they hit the right side of the screen. So Lorik like puts Temperance Lint into the ground, wipes his brow, picks it up, and then walks off. Rifter does a little cartwheel as he leaves. Ire trips on the ground, kind of has like the big sweat over his forehead, and continues running.
Zeus probably teleports off screen.
True.
He like reaches the edge, catches his breath a bit, and then just teleports off.
Struenhoff's floating or flying for the most of it.
Oh yeah. Struenhoff wipes his brow and then starts floating. Yeah.
I can vibe with those.
Darius falls asleep halfway through.
Man, we need to get chibis of these characters at some point. That would be fucking adorable.
I'm here for it.
So true. Anyway, that's not related to the topic at hand.
We have business.
Yes, business burp.
Business stick in your mouth.
I hate it here. Okay, where the fuck am I?
Blacksmith.
Oh, I found it.
The master.
Oh wow,
Well,
okay, so we're
can't go
already in
wrong.
there. Okay.
Well, that is where the party said they wanted to go.
I appreciate you. I thought I would have to do it myself.
I appreciate you appreciating him.
I appreciate you appreciating him appreciating me.
Wow, so much appreciation today.
I appreciate myself.
I appreciate my mother today. Shout out to all the mothers.
Yeah, true.
As you turn
All
your
right.
corner into the smith, the regularly wide open passageway is mostly barred off with some makeshift wood planking to keep a lot of the snow out. There's a small hinge that allows somebody to sneak through one at a time onto the inside. It's a fair bit cozier inside. The coals are still running, the furnace still completely heated by its various means, and a few of the nearby people have stayed around the blacksmith while other orders are being fulfilled. At the moment, the two smiths are taking turns hammering down a project. Their clangs melodic in their rhythm.
Rifter, this is you.
Rifter nods, and he's gonna go ahead and walk up to the blacksmith, and he says, "Hail!" in Lorik's voice.
They are in exceptional stress at this moment, and just give out a few, "Just a minute, lad."
Bing, bing.
And assuming the party doesn't do anything else, after about a minute and a half or so, they finish with that step of the project and begin tempering it in the orb to the side. With
Under the orb.
No, he moves closer to you. He's intentionally trying to get close to you. With some faded breath and a fair bit of sloth in his voice. So what brings you here in this great weather, lad?
My friend, I have what is probably the most interesting item you're likely to acquire today.
If I can add on to that, I think it might be the strangest thing you'll ever forge.
Rifter is gonna go ahead and pull out the motherfucking the scale. Yeah, and he is going to like tip tap his fingers on it and be like, "What I have here is a piece of the god. The god that he didn't enjoy my presence, and I was thinking I should probably do something with this that's productive."
He's a little bit in shock.
Yeah, so, I want to try to make this into one of these, and he pulls out his dagger of returning.
He just stares at it and back at you and says, "You're not the kind to pull pranks, are you, Rifter?"
No, I can back his story up. That comes from the god Nidhogg. Former god, I should say.
After having held it for a minute and taking a look at it, he simply hands it back to you. If that's true, I'm a good smith. But even for a dwarf, it takes a lot to swallow their pride, but I ain't good enough for that, lad.
Well, then I was hoping... I was giving you the job first, but if you did not know anyone, I was hoping you might be able to tell me.
Well, the one I'd obviously say is Moradin himself. He'd surely be able to do it. Beyond that, might be able to get conned. If what I've heard from the rest of Darius when he came here talking about it the other week, the reason he needed to have that part addended to his spear is because he could only hurt it if it was older, and, well, he just kind of gestures to some of his equipment. I understand that for a youngin' like you, it might seem old, but it ain't that old.
He nods. And he says, "Okay, and, refresh my memory. Where might I find this, sir?"
He shrugs. Well, how'd you, the way most of us dwarfs see him is just before we're born, but I don't suppose you have that luxury, do you?
Oh, I see.
I mean,
I read Moradin's our god.
The patron of smiths, as I recall.
that actually makes that easier.
Yeah, I suppose if anybody's gonna do it, it might as well be on the same level, eh?
He's just very awestruck by it.
Thank you for the information.
Bloody brilliant, lad. To imagine you came yourself upon an aspect of a god like that.
Darius is gonna look over Rifter and say, "Do you think his heart will stop if you'll show him the other one?"
He just might.
He just turns around and says, "I don't wanna. I really don't wanna." Avery, you believe us? And she just calls back over. "Yeah, I believe he's full of it." That Delmer ever don't sound too trustworthy no more.
Ripper, I think at bare minimum we should take them upstairs.
I was thinking the same thing.
Kippip is noticeably down here, somewhat nearby the furnace, staying warm.
Honestly, mood.
Based, Zazed.
Go for it, Rifter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot that I need to move. Is
Kippip
are-
is the one north.
I'm
next
sorry.
to the door.
I look. I saw the stairs and was like, wait a minute.
I mean, that is
Okay.
normally where he would be up the stairs, but he is not there because it is cold.
Okay, and Rifter's gonna go ahead and produce it once more. And he's going to. Is there like a table or something for him to place it near?
There's a few shelves nearby, but he not really one convenient for it, but he'd move once you start getting to the business point of it.
Okay, yeah. He's just gonna hand it over to him, and he's going to say, "That's and another item I would like you to take a look at. I want to try to fully ascertain the properties."
Got any hints, or is the bulk of what he told Stockholm about all we're gonna get?
It is a scale of a god that is a giant reptile. I do not know what more I could tell you.
For one of them, I might be of aid, as he sort of moves around the edge of it and then calls over.
He makes his way over.
We should head upstairs for this. I can keep it
Oh,
warm.
but all right. Hope you're right.
He's going to make sure that he's matching the pleasant warmth of the forge and intensity as he moves upstairs.
Stockholm looks over at Schoonhoff for a moment while he's on his break and just goes up. Hey lad, your pendant didn't break, did it?
No, it didn't break. I exchanged it in a trade that, looking back on, probably should not have for other reasons. But it served me well.
You know, there's an old saying about people getting cursed when you give up dwarf goods. Best to keep them on hand.
I will remember that from now on.
Does Rifter head up the stairs as well, or is he just vibing at this point?
He's just vibing.
He's enjoying being next to the fire.
He does go upstairs.
Fried chicken.
Jinking.
Well, unless you got anything else going on for the next few hours, I'll do them right here.
I don't, so yeah, hit me with it.
We've got some time. One of our party members is predisposed before we have to leave, so...
Alright.
You're not upstairs, Stinky.
Me? Oh,
No, Lorik.
Oh,
Now he's on-
Lorik has crushed Kippip in a tragic Delmer of explosion.
Damn.
Unlucky.
I can't believe Kipip died of lore.
That was bad. So, does the party have anything they'd like to do over the course of this hour and a half? 2 hours?
He's mostly just going to explain everything about what Nidhogg was, not saying anything about himself or any transfer or whatever, but just give the lowdown on what the god is to make it easier for him to identify.
Got it. Well, when it comes to the scale, he's able to give a lot of information that you already know with like the whole borderline indestructible. He's not able to say that it can't be hurt by anything because clearly it got separated somehow, but you're pretty spot on that nothing here is able to do it. It seems to not even be able to be needing to be hardened, but testing from the tip or what and doing a few like ratings on it. It's not the sharpest thing, but it's pretty dang close. As far as its magic properties, it seems that it used to have a tremendous amount of magic within it, but now all that remains is those physical attributes. So there's a lot of arcane vacuum in it that would make it pretty suitable for filling up with something. And beyond that, that's about all that's useful. He then starts, and very quickly, probably after only about 6 minutes, is able to return the other one along with the coin that you handed him with it. It seems, and as he puts it, immune to being observed.
What is that supposed to mean?
He just shrugs. Maybe it doesn't want to.
Rifter whispers into Darius's ear. Is that how it works?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Yeah, you're the one who knows the most about items and things like this.
Literally an expert. Why are you questioning?
I'm not questioning him, I'm just confused.
You know, you're like right next to me. I can still hear you both, right? Okay, hold
I
on.
hear you if you speak up that loud.
Hold on. All right, now I can't hear you as well. Go ahead.
Strudhoff is gonna cast Arcane Eye.
Okay. Where is it gonna go?
Just in the room.
Okay.
Can I physically see the item?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
At its core, Rifter, I think that whatever it is, the source of that was from, doesn't want anything to know that it was from them. It seems like it's rather unique and secretive. And I would say that that falls right in line with what I know about them.
Yeah, that all tracks.
Would you mind rolling me a religion and an arcana, Rifter?
Not at all. Oh, right. Other side of the Hectorum here.
Oh yeah, I should probably have that one open for rolls like this.
Lol.
You
You said Arcana and Religion?
That's right.
Okay, cool. I am not good at religion, apparently. I said fuck religion.
Turkey
It's-
makes a brand new turkey.
How's the family? Which one? The better one? It's alright. How about yours? I don't have any. How's it? It's okay. Oh, that's unfortunate.
True. Too true, bestie.
Hey, are you ready to order?
What you got?
I got a 13 and a 2. And the 2 is a natural 1.
A 13 and a 2 doesn't sound like corn.
Corn. And a 37 pack of forks.
How many forks do you want?
I'll take all 37.
Okay,
What do you
I'll take one. I guess I'll use the box. You know, how much was that painting?
Huh?
Like the painting, how much do you think it was?
Evan is still waiting on the result of his rolls.
The paint.
I didn't see the rolls. Probably 2 million.
Yeah, that sounds about
They're
right.
in the other Hectorum.
What do you
Million for expert.
think that? What do you think that is? You know, it's probably because of the friendship.
Bro, I'd be yelling at you by this point if this was my roll.
I haven't seen the roll yet.
It's in the other Hectorum. He said he got a 13 and a 2.
I did say he got a 13 and a 2. So, Mr. Rifter, as you grab it, it seems to disappear. You touch it and you're thinking about what the hell does that mean? It doesn't want to be seen, and then it's just gone.
Did I already scuff it?
How does Rifter physically react to that?
He's horrified. He's panicking. He's like hyperventilating. He's like, oh my god, did I just waste everything?
So as you do that, Rifter like is looking at his hands in shock and just like opens his hands and takes a few steps back, and it clatters to the floor as it becomes visible again.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought I had just ruined everything.
That is strange.
Okay, so don't mess with it if it doesn't want to be messed with. That's the lesson I learned today.
This is the part where I will give a helpful redirect because the roll was good enough. You feel
Okay.
like it was more of a once you thought about it not wanting to be observed and thinking of it like that, it became invisible.
I see. Okay. In that case, Rifter's gonna take it. He's gonna pick it up, and he's gonna look at it, and he's going
Well,
to
it
like.
becomes very difficult to look at it because it still pretty much immediately turns invisible once you pick it up again.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
But noticeably, you still feel it in your hands right now.
Okay. It seems to react to my thoughts. I don't know. It feels linked to me somehow. I can't put it into words.
Well, that would make sense.
If it's linked to you and it turns invisible when you're thinking about it being invisible, why don't you think about yourself being invisible?
That's a good idea. And Rifter's going to do
Rifter's
exactly that.
not barely able to say that before he just disappears. It's one of those things where, you know, don't think about giraffes.
What the fuck's a giraffe?
Well, I mean,
No.
it worked.
Yep.
Wherever the hell you are. Is he still here?
I'm still here.
Rifter, as he says some of the words, even as he calls out Darius, it seems like he has completely disappeared. He's not here at all.
Nope, man. Lorik, I might have gotten him whisked away.
In Rifter, you can probably be like, "Oi, bloke, what do you mean? I'm right here."
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, I'm right in front of you.
And Darius and Lorker still do not hear him. Stunhoff, even with your arcane eye, you do not see him, which is unusual.
Okay.
Can I hear
figure out
him?
where he went?
Nope.
Okay. Now Rifter is going to, upon like waving his hands, doing everything he can to be noticed and shouting, he realizes, oh shit, I'm unobservable. And so now he's going to try to think as hard as he can about being a menacing, ominous presence that cannot be unavoided.
Suddenly, Darius's heat goes very, very much farther away. It kind of simmers out for a moment before picking back up. And in the corner of the room, there is a shadowy apparition.
Darius draws from the ether.
Yeah, Rifter just kind of waves.
The
At this
shadowy
point.
apparition waves.
It's him.
Oh, Grifter, as he drops it into the ground.
No real shadowy apparition of death would wave at us.
And yeah, he's gonna think about it just being a normal dagger now.
It is a normal dagger, but you're still a shadowy apparition.
Oh, okay. I think about myself in the context of me.
Yeah. Rifter becomes Rifter.
Would become Rifter.
I wanted to see what it could do.
Where did the dagger or where'd the bang tooth go?
And he holds it in whatever hand or however he's holding it and presents it.
Darius, it looks like he made a mistake. That's the wrong dagger.
I think that's your dagger of returning, Rifter.
And he's trying to think of it as a death skull, evil, ooh, spooky dagger.
So first it warps back into your hands, and then it becomes a much more engraved and ornate dagger.
Ah,
So, seems the name you gave it really was appropriate.
Yeah. I guess I don't need this one forged. Uh, I need to know more about this. This seems like it has limitless potential.
I would caution how much you give away in your search for knowledge about it, because in order to get knowledge, you have to give some in order to start a line. So be
Kipip
very,
just puts
very
his
careful of what
he
you
puts
say.
his hands up, sealed, lips sealed. You don't need to worry about me, no sir, nope. And the simplest of insight would be able to tell that he's pretty spooked about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, fair.
He does not want to get shanked in the middle of the night by Rifter.
To be fair, very few people want to get shanked in the middle of the night by Rifter. Very few people could survive it.
Emma's one of them. Nothing.
Nothing. So yeah, Rifter now has new abilities and powers to ponder.
Ponder the orb.
You
He
just got
is-
way scarier.
I think this is everything I needed. We should find an audience with that forge god and then seal whatever the creation causes away for future use.
All right. I'm going to talk more to the smith once we head back downstairs. Thank you, Kipip. Even if you yourself weren't able to identify it, because of you, we were.
He's just kind of waving his hands, just trying to compose himself a little bit more. Right. Alright. Well, you're welcome.
Stay warm.
Sweet dreams. As he's gonna head back downstairs.
Rifter is going to slide on over to him, and he's gonna he will notice next time he checks that his pocket is a little bit heavier with a single, actually no, with 2 gold.
Wow,
20.
how kind of Mr. Rifter. What a good lad. What a good boy. Darius, would you mind making me a perception as you return?
You got it. In a minute.
In a minute. No, it's
There
not
we go.
loading. There it is.
3.
Wow. It's warm.
Mm.
Yippee! Rifter, the guy who's better at perception. Since you're the second person down here.
Okay, I love rolling perception. It's my favorite roll. I love being the exposition fairy. That's a 26.
Wow!
So how about them paintings?
Anyway,
Tell me about the rabbits.
you head down, and he is about ready to continue work on his thing before Thulkum decides to stop since you're approaching him.
Sir, if I may trouble you, thank you for the tip-off. We will try to make contact with this entity.
He puts the hammer that he was about to start using on his belt rack, and he puts a hand a little too firmly on your shoulder and says, "Lad, I've known you for a long time. It would be a disservice for anything else. Yeah, you two have been my most loyal patrons. What else am I gonna do? Tell you off? Bet you get enough of that from him."
You are correct.
He gets some from me.
There's a couple things I do want to ask you about your god and your religion.
Well, no better time to talk about it than now. And he pulls out his hammer to begin starting some basic work.
When is it that your god is most and least active? And could you tell me more about them?
Most and least active, can't say much for. The stories say that he's always working, but times we tend to leave trinkets. We often will throw effigies into campfires or forges at the evening set. What else?
Those that do end up contacting him, how is it that they go about a more direct form of contact, if you know of any? Something like clerics.
As far as the non-clerics, to get your first part of it, a lot of it comes in the form of divine dreams, just at some point, just going through, and someone wakes up with inspiration, with a new brilliant idea of his to enact in our world, but the rest of them who need more immediate, it seems to be more tapping into the idea of him than him himself. They just reach out, and somewhere from his realm, one of his lesser servants seems to make it for them. As far as anything beyond making it, I can't say I'm much of a knowledgeable man for it.
Well, when the time comes and we are trying to formally request an audience or communication in some way, I would be honored if you would join us whenever that does come.
Certainly hope so, lad. It'd be an honor.
Well, we'll let you know when we're available. But for now, I'll let you get back to your work. I recognize we interrupted
now
you.
you're making it hard for me to get back to it. That's gonna loom on my mind for a while, kid.
Well, hopefully you can, hopefully we didn't interfere with it too much.
And he just looks back at Rifter. How the hell did you get a hold of that anyway, lad? And moves back to continue working.
Rifter just kind of softly moves off, and he just says, "Shadowy dealings."
Very nonchalantly. He killed it, like, almost in a jokey tone.
Kind of sing-songy.
Yeah.
Rifter, did you get the DMs?
Oh, let me check my DMs.
This was the result of your perception roll.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Does the party have anything else to do here before they head back out to somewhere else?
In the forge? I don't.
Well, then the party heads out. You see Urgoth a little bit to the north of you as soon as you leave the door. He, instead of being nearly naked, is instead simply lightly clothed.
As one does.
Looks totally fine. It's almost like he's enjoying it a hell of a lot more. This is the giant's homes, after all. The party is on their way back home.
To the Mages Guild.
Okay, to the Mages Guild, I guess.
Let's
The party
go.
is on their way to the Mages Guild. You take 10 steps outside and you're in the Mages Guild.
Ain't no way.
Yo.
Well, Sternhoff, I think you're the one to take the lead from here. Where would we go to get more information about this sort of thing?
Oh, where to start? That's because out of character, I don't know, and because I have the because I have a background that gives me the researcher feat. Where would I be able to find this information, JC?
This would probably be a pretty great spot to do it, at least as far as local resources are concerned. Beyond that, there's a few more detailed libraries, you know, about in Tarnos, Korheim, Runeworld, and Soju.
If I can rephrase, Darius was more so asking Sternhoff to lead them to where that would happen in the Mages Guild, because it's such a weird area to navigate.
In that case, for starts, I guess that section here would be what, the library, the...
Yeah, there's a Dracomancy area of the library. If that's one that he would... That seems to be one that could be rather fitting.
Yeah, I will lead them over into that wing of the Mages Guild to start.
So, what kind of things do you want to focus on attempting to find for it?
I feel like that's more of a Rifter question than me, and then I would know where to go once he tells me.
Okay. Rifter's gonna be looking for knowledge of its limits and just like overall, I guess, capabilities, and if there are any rules or stipulations she should be aware of. Like, okay, if you transform into the fucking coconut, you'll die. Like something like that.
That
probably
is not something that would show up here. This seems to be a unique thing.
In that case, could I try to find myths or legends about champions or avatars of death, like any historical precedent?
Give me a Arcana and a History.
Yeah, let me pull up the other window really quick.
I'm really looking forward to Foundry.
Yes.
So true, Zesty.
Whoa.
What were the two rolls again?
History and Arcana.
Okay.
Wow, he's a pogger. Poggers.
Poggers.
Feel free to embellish this however you choose, but the as far as history is concerned, there's a few different stories of the Great Black Dragon even after the time when the dragons were no longer upon this plane, having visited and either wrought destruction or liberated depending on the viewpoint of the parties describing it. Often it is used in a way of negativity, of destabilization, of, you know, wreaking havoc. But there's a little bit of subtext in some accounts that say that perhaps this was the proper path to have taken. As far as the Arcana side, there's a few mentions of old cults dedicated to black dragons, where they would imbue themselves with specific tattoos upon their skin, making them near tar-pitched in their severity, and giving them the ability to transform themselves into creatures of night.
My Discord crashed. I missed that last part.
How much is that last
Black
part?
Dragon cults.
Yeah, I started to hear about the Black Dragon and then went silent.
Okay, well, soon enough, you have a few of your answers. If you want to peer more, you can continue to peer more.
After learning this and divulging it with Rifter, I will turn to him and say, "What do you think? So far, anyway."
I mean, it's interesting, but I don't know how much it helps me.
JC, does it mention where these, like what areas of these cults used to be, around?
A lot of them used to be more up in the Elven lands to the north. A few of them ended up migrating a little bit further south, but still well north of Gerard Martevere.
Would Gerard Montevere be the closest city to those areas then?
No.
That we can go to?
I mean, you can still go to any of those cities.
Well,
Oh,
if
like
we need more
teleport?
information, my line of thinking is if we need more information, then the logical conclusion for me would be we need to get to as close as where these dragon cults used to be as possible. Because
see
if we
that.
find a book about them, then that should contain far more information than anything we can find around here. So
Right.
that's my goal. Is I want to get as close to where they used to be as possible.
If you wanted the best choice, then the best spot would probably be to teleport to floor 2 and then go upstairs. That's probably your closest way to get there. Fastest way to get there.
Which floor is floor 2? I don't think I was
Second
ever on
one.
that floor. No, like...
It was the tomb of Dora Highstone.
Okay.
Was that correct?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I need to get more water. Fuck me. God
was the
damn,
second
that
floor we
was
went
that was a good joke.
Well, Rifter, if these dragon cults did exist, then if anyone has information on this thing, it would be them.
Yeah, sounds like it. That's unfortunate. All right.
I can't promise it would be perfect information, but given that my clan is somewhat dedicated to the destruction of any dragons that do pop up, though they haven't in ages, they might have some information. They might be able to direct us toward a, well, specific direction.
Are y'all willing to forgive some old icons?
Yes.
Some old whats?
Son of a
hate
bitch. Oh,
Oh my
my
God.
god.
Oh
The
my
gang's all
Oh
here.
my god.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, Mosir, I forgot about that.
You forgot about. Wait, Mosir's here too?
No, there's a label that says Mosir over Arabella. Or no,
Yeah,
over
that's Arabelle.
Arabella? Okay, yeah.
Uh-huh, I guess Mosir is just he's in the walls.
Yeah, that
What a
sounds about right.
Timeline.
Anyway,
No, it was because you couldn't find his token, so you brought Arabella's token on and then labeled it Mosir when we were here, I remember.
I don't remember, I forgot.
Yeah, he did that, now that you mention it.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways.
Oh, all the square tokens. Blech.
Ugh, could you imagine? Squares.
All these squares
Anyway.
make a... Anyway. As you're doing this, Salian ends up approaching behind you. Hey, old friend.
She doesn't sound like that.
Hey, old friend.
Hello, Celine. It's been a while.
It has. How goes your search?
It is definitely going.
I would be lying if I did not say that I was somewhat concerned for you, given that you haven't been here for a few months.
Well, these days I'm kept rather busy in one way or another.
Oh, I hope not too busy. Only got so much time left. Unless, of course, you're making good progress.
I'm getting somewhere. I'll say that much. Recent events have accelerated my progress.
Any you'd like to share?
If he knows specifics to share, then he will.
Yeah, it's a little bit of stuff about like what actually is the essence of life is one of the first things to need to be able to understand how to achieve either immortality or lichdom, depending on that way, and a few different ways to attempt to actually quantify life that are not as part of the magic general arcana.
Mm-hmm.
That's the current step that you're at is, before you attempt to change life, you need to know what it is, and a few different ways of actually going about that is your current learning.
All right.
She gives note that doing that, if you'd like, she'll do some additional research here while you're out.
That would be great if you have the time. Thank you.
Well, I may not be on such a clock, but I'm also not getting any younger. Not yet, at least.
Not yet, indeed. But while I have you and I pull Rifter aside, would you happen to know anything about this? And I give a brief description of what it is and what we found so far on it.
She ends up thinking about it on a little bit. I know that my old mentor, he did a little bit of study up there in the ruins. He was trying to study up on some of that cult. Give me 5 minutes.
All right.
She moves to the elevator and warps to one of the other rooms. The party is on their own. There's a few mages around, but none of them particularly more than disciples.
Well, Rifter, we might have a second lead here. If we're lucky.
Rifter nods. Oh, I'm prying. You hear that, Darius? I'm prying.
Shut up.
But here's the hoping. We don't have much to go off of, so anything at this point feels really good.
Indeed.
I take it that means there's no discussion in the intervening time? Just the
not
eerie,
that I can think of.
Just the eerie silence of the blowing wind.
Hell yeah, brother.
What about the rest of the party?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Oh, actually, wait. I do have something to add. I do say, friend, you looking a bit more spry than usual.
Referring to me.
Yes.
Well, that might be partially because of my wish.
Was it to make you younger? I know it was to complete the work, but does that include that?
I didn't phrase it that way, but can't complete the work if I end up dying.
I suppose that's something that I can agree to, yeah. I don't know what else you would, I guess that is a nice side effect. Do you feel any better? You look much better.
When's the last time I looked in the mirror?
Probably a long time, because I think once you got home, you kind of just went to sleep. And then from there, it was pretty much food out the door, back out the door, back out the door, and then now.
To be honest, I haven't really given it much thought. I actually can't remember the last time I looked in the mirror.
No, dearie. Well, you may want to do that. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I guess the others just aren't as perceptive as I, but I think I noticed.
It's only natural, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
I'll make a note of it next time we're home. Or I look in the mirror.
After nods.
A few minutes later, she returns to the scene, bearing a few pieces of parchment and some other paper to attempt to make copies in a little bit. She shows in detail a few of the maps of a specific city, and while she's not able to pinpoint an exact location, she's able to narrow it down to a couple, like, dozen square miles. She will cut through a little bit. The details are of Charan Kadien, which was
Please type that out.
Hey, would you look at that? It's already typed out.
Oh my god.
Isn't that great? It is typed out for y'all, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You should type it though.
Yeah, I should type it. I'll type it again.
Type it.
Here
I
you
got
go.
you.
That should be better. Maybe that'll help get you where you need to be. It is the ancient city. It's where elves used to be before they moved on to be somewhat more evolved, as they put it. Back before elves had kind of been more infused with natural magic and actually being part of the ley lines.
I ask, so do we know if this was a strictly elvish cult that worshipped them?
Well, there was some that others had, but as far as evidence that carried through, is hearsay accounts of others, but we know it was there, and it was surprisingly vast.
Let's see.
I will warn that while I don't doubt your efficacy, and that you're doubtless more capable than he was, this is the last that I had heard of him was before he had ventured there, so do be warned.
I will make sure to bring something back if I learn of his fate.
Well, thank you. That's appreciated.
It's the least I can do.
I'll,
This information is more than suitable.
if you give me just a few minutes, if you give me just a few hours, I'll make a copy and I can give it to you.
Some copies would be great.
Hey, Richter.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. She begins the process of trying to copy over many of the notes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it would be presumed. Yeah, I give her whatever notes that I have. My bad.
Oops, zoned out moment. Oops.
I wasn't zoned out. I was just like, oh yeah, okay, we do that. Like,
I mean, what do you mean you're giving her notes?
She's using you as a recording device.
oh, she's using me as a record. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's more so that this is absolutely, unless Thrifter is a man who is much more patient than I thought, after like a minute, wouldn't he be like, damn, this is taking a while, why don't I just copy it and get us out of here like 20 times as fast?
Yeah, okay, so, yeah, that's kind of what I meant. I assumed I was writing that down for her. Not just, like, fucking mouthing it, I guess.
What?
Alright, yeah, never mind. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the thing.
He does the thing. He looks at the parchments and transcribes them, and he moves over detailed maps and does them with much greater haste using his natural abilities. The party is out of there at some time around midday, unless the party has something else they would like to do in the Mages Guild.
I think that's all we came to town for.
Okay. Balian
Components?
gives you a
Components for what?
stay safe.
Teleportation circle. Unless we have enough.
I don't know that.
Yeah, I think what ended up happening with components is that JC gave me a magical pouch of bottomless components that I
Yeah.
magically refill whenever I need to.
Yeah, basically at this point, unless it's something hyper exotic and specialized, it's one of those things where he can just use it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have
like,
the teleportation
for
circle
example-
for?
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you have the teleportation circle for Gerard Martivere memorized, or is that something we need to borrow as information from the guild?
Have we been there before?
He's been there,
A
he
couple
can do
times.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. He specifically went downstairs and memorized it, I remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the thing is with
That's good. He doesn't.
Okay, yeah. Because with like teleportation circle, the only thing that makes it special is the insignia. The chalk itself is like, you know, semi-mundane, right? The chalk, it's not like it has to be chalk from a specific location to teleport there. It's just magically infused chalk, right? So it creates that. But if it was something like a soul gem to hold somebody, that would not be one of the components it manifests because it needs to be a specific soul type of gem, right? That sort of stuff. Like an Azura star and whatnot. Continue play.
Alright, in that case, shall we be on our way?
Might as well.
Do we have anything else we need to pack before we head to Gerard Martivere?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nothing that we won't be able to find there.
Reasonable enough. Should we at least let Jake know?
Probably.
It'll give us a chance to make sure that we're not missing anything as well.
The walk back's not going to be fun, though.
It never is.
I don't even feel the cold, and it's still awful. As he shuts the door behind him.
Because of having to wade through the snow.
Richter's just chattering his beak.
Alright. Whew, okay. He's going to move in and sort of scout around and look for Jake.
Jake is, you know, about.
Yeah.
While we're at the house, Strunhoff is going to look in the mirror.
It's not particularly noticeable at first, but after a little bit of observation, yeah, you do look a little bit younger. Some of the...
By how many years would I guess?
Not much, like just some of the wrinkles are less pronounced. So maybe 3, maybe 4.
Okay.
Enough to notice now that you're looking for it.
Sternhoff's gonna get Sternhoff Prime Art.
Maybe.
Based.
Is that true?
I agree with that.
He rounds the corner into the kitchen. Hey!
Hail,
Jake,
friend.
Jake, yeah. Hail, friend.
Hey, old friend.
Have you been to the Warriors Guild?
The Masterwork Soul? Can't go wrong.
he's receptive to you.
Wanted to let you know that we are going to be heading over to Gerard Montevere soon. Wanted to check in, make sure that there isn't
I know you're
anything that you need.
I know you're a busy lad now, kid, but I mean, it hasn't even been 2 days. Take a rest, breathe a little, catch up.
I mean, sleep and rest is kind of like my thing now.
Then at least think about all of the others. You're running them ragged. I'm not gonna be surprised if pretty soon they'll be bleeding through their toes.
I mean, I guess, but
I mean,
don't
think
see-
about it. At least you get to have shoes. Just look at them. And he just points at the working rifter.
I don't think they're normal though. They're like, they never get tired. Well, I mean, they get tired, but they never get like tired of it. Like they're as weird as I am, and that's really saying something.
That's why we work well as a team.
Oh Jesus!
You see Rifter's just like
who?
munching on a snack like next to you.
What? Not oh the 7? Oh Jesus!
I don't fucking. It is an. He gives an exclamation of surprise. It doesn't matter whether or not Jesus exists here.
Oh good heavens!
Great heavens!
It's fine. Thank you for your concern, though.
He somewhat dismisses Lorik's comment. Rifter, what do you have to say about it? Because the Delmer will say anything to get a job done. He's too stoic for his own good.
Well, you know me. I hate working, especially for free. But, unfortunately, no, this is a circumstance that requires maximum effort.
He just shakes his head. Struenhoff, help back me up here, please. Don't you feel like you've done way too much walking? Like, don't you get sore from all of it?
I'm actually feeling quite good at the moment.
All
Jake,
right,
you asked the
all
wrong
right.
person. He can float.
He just slams the oven door shut. Go, out.
Not that that has anything to do with the current situation at hand, but
No.
It's.
You're
Are you
all
kicking
insufferable.
me out of my own house?
You're all insufferable. He turns around, he looks at you. Hey, listen. I want you to know, I went downtown while you were out, and I talked to Dusho, and I happen to know that y'all haven't been making your payments, so I settled that out for him.
Didn't we finish paying it off?
According to his records, you had 4 months missed.
I guess it's your house too. As he sort of like sheepishly smiles.
He gives a gentle bow. Of course, my court jester.
I could have sworn that we paid the rest in a lump sum.
Well, when we get the 50,000 gold, I will buy
He looks
the
at
entire
Lorik
property
to
and be your
sway it.
landlord.
Yes, you did. But not for the previous months, which he was gonna keep holding over on you.
I hate finance.
Honestly, I'm more, and he points at Darius, surprised that you wouldn't have been there for it. Because there's no way you would have made a mistake like that if you were. He doubles back to Darius. You weren't there for it, were you?
I was.
Oh no!
Wasn't that about the time when we were on the
You're
run?
about ready, right?
No, I can't believe it. This is the guy in charge of our dreams.
And more importantly, in the charge of your business.
Oh no!
In
No.
everyone's defense, we were on the run, as I recall.
He tightens up. Best of luck, heroes. Try not to wear yourself out.
No promises.
I'll rest when I'm done. Thank you.
It's
I'll
just
rest when I'm dead.
Duluth yells out, "Ditto."
You'll
would
rest
rest.
before then if I have anything to say about it, Darius.
Parentheses. He will not rest when he's dead. He will just have more work to do.
You will just have more work.
Man, this is very Sumerian. You die, life sucks, and then you die, and then you have so much work to do.
The work has only begun. Okay. Is everybody prepared? Everybody ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
I assume
I look
Zeus
forward to
is
being
sort
back
of
there.
like, yes, I think I think we're quite ready to leave now.
Probably something like that. Schoonhop is going to do the process of multiple minutes of the casting arena.
Not casting arena.
Let's not draw on the carpet. Let's move it over into one of the rooms.
Right.
We should get another carpet.
Maybe once we have the 50,000 gold under our belt, then we can get all the carpets we could ever want.
I wonder if the 50,000 is tax deducted.
We should get a teleportation circle.
We could.
So the real question is this something that Shunof's going to do for a year on his own, or is he just gonna pay somebody to do it? Because
Honestly, he has the time.
The real
Yeah.
question is you have to do it continuously every day.
Yeah.
Will you be here every day for a year?
Ooh, so true. Yeah,
That's a
could
good
be.
question.
it is also only 1,300 gold to do so.
Only 1,000?
Yeah.
Well, when
only-
we have 50,000,
Yeah.
I think for now,
Where's 50,000 split? What, 5 ways, 6 ways?
What's
50,000
50,000
gee,
split
I wonder
5
what
ways? I
50,000
wonder.
split 5 ways is.
50,000 split 6 ways is me taking 45,000 of it and investing it so that we can all have hundreds of thousands of gold instead of 50.
I would be content with just a bare area either in the house or outside the house that I can just use as teleportation circle area.
Base?
I will say I am kind of surprised that the party did not engage in the housing mechanic, and that is why it will be entirely revamped in Season 2 with a bunch of things so that the party actually builds a stronghold over the campaign.
The big thing I think was we started engaging at it with a lot of people existing in the campaign, and there was a lot of things and a lot of shit going on. It just
Yeah, it
passed us
overwhelmed
by.
it.
Once we got the house, it like
Season
completely was
2
removed
is
from our mind.
gonna have a lot more of a core cast and having a few like followers and having it be like, hey, by the way, a few more people from the Merchants Guild. You have 3 people who you can assign to go do various stuff and get a few rewards over time. That sort of stuff.
You made the mistake of assuming I would play this shit like it's fucking The Sims.
Well, I made the mistake of thinking you would play this shit in a way that got you money.
Dude,
Cromer.
housing has never gotten me money.
I don't need to if Chad will do that for me.
Ooh, so true.
Yeah,
all,
true.
all it took was waiting until level 20.
Base.
Oh, true. I have given my response in player chat too.
holy shit. We're gonna be fucking landlords.
Dude, I can't wait for the revolution to kill us.
I am going to be a benevolent landlord.
I'm a
if
god.
such a thing
How can
exists.
you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence.
You're not a
Sorry.
particularly old god.
What is a god?
I mean, hell, even Nidhogg, who seems pretty old, is still a young god by comparison. Feels bad,
Yeah.
man.
Anyway,
Yeah, true.
soup time?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
love
confused
soup.
soup time.
Soup me out.
So, any complications with the soup? Please roll me an Arcana.
I love soup. Gunglin.
Yes.
That's you.
Sorry, what was it?
Arcana.
I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick.
Okay, we will take our intermission because that's good enough. We'll be back in a bit. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Had to make up for some of it. Welcome everyone to being in our Hectorum proper now, except for apparently Ammo Chab.
This is
Tragic.
Really
Ammo
sad.
Chab is about to get eaten by a mud raptor if he's not careful.
this is
What?
Oh. Ammo Chap is a mud raptor.
Yeah. I mean, didn't he unironically get cannibalized?
Yes.
Yeah. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Your Honor, League of Legends.
So,
Yeah.
where did you end up doing this teleportation circle? Did you go outside and clear some ground in the snow, or did you do it over in the beds? Okay, you did it over in the beds. So as you're assembling this circle of heavy speed near the beds, it is successfully built, and now all that is left is for the 5 of you to step through. 6 of you to step through.
6. Who's joining us?
Stork.
Oh, yeah.
Stork waddles
The most
over.
important party member.
Whoop. He's been staring at the chalk and doing his bestest to be a good boy who does not eat the chalk, because he knows that good boys do not eat chalk, and that he wants to continue being a good boy, unlike that one time he was not a good boy who ate the chalk.
Good slimes follow orders.
Good
Eat
slime
the fucking
swallow.
chalk.
Slimes eat drywall.
He's very confused because it's like, eat the drywall, don't eat the chalk. They basically the same thing. Very.
Here's a question. Would Slork eat aquarium gravel?
Only if asked.
Only if asked. Yeah, I remember that. Anyway, the circle is made. It blinds with a very quick flash of gold, which then settles down into a standard protocol. You have about a minute.
Alright. I think I'm packed up. And Lork steps through.
Rifter will step through.
Good luck.
Darius will step through.
Damn, not even a response.
Brutal. Zeus does a backflip.
He does. As he steps through, his hand is waving out the back of it. The last thing he does.
Gotcha. Zeus does a backflip.
Yeah.
Anything
Incredible.
about Hoff or Stork?
No, he just steps in like a normal person.
Stork does a little roll, and the party.
No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Stork he's very timid, and he puts one of
Slimes
his
on
little
in.
he puts one of his little pseudopods on, and then is warped in full.
He's not timid. He's done this before.
Swoosh.
He said, fuck your narration.
He did say fuck my narration, I guess.
I am the summoner, JC. I am the
I am the summoner. Would the party mind switching over to AH man?
Yes, but I'll do it anyway.
The audio around you, after about half a second of warp, is one that is very different. If you are one of the, wow, apparently majority of people who are not tuned in. Nobody else is tuned into the audio. This sucks. Why am I doing this?
Oh,
I didn't realize you
realized
had
there was.
I do it
thought I
like
was.
every time.
I thought I was tuned in, but I had apparently gotten
Well,
tuned out.
normally I look at the Hectorum thing, like the little marker, and see if there's the streaming thing, and I didn't see it this time.
Nice scene. Okay. I thought about saying something earlier.
Oh, I probably got kicked out when my Discord rebooted.
Oh, yeah,
You
that'll
don't
probably
answer.
do it.
It doesn't exist.
Very thundery.
Yeah, that's because it's very thundery right now.
Seems like the storm moved up here.
The party is in the Dalmor dungeon. It does not smell. It is exceptionally clean and well maintained. Some of the prisons to the right, their cells have weird sigils underneath that, Dunop, would you mind going ahead and giving me a flat arcana for me first?
Yes.
Alright, both Stunhoff and Lork are able to recognize as both being restraining as well as magic suppressing. Lork because he knows, and Stunhoff because he can recognize the components of both being a, like, one that physically holds someone in place as well as disables their ability to cast. There's a very slight drip of rain near the stairs to the south, but it ultimately gets funneled down into a small grate which drips down.
Drip.
The thunder is periodic yet intense.
Alright. Let's meet everyone else. Lork leads the way out of the dungeon.
You going to be alright?
Hi.
This is a pretty tense moment for you and your people.
It is, but I think it'll be fine in the end.
I hope you're right. These are fucking enormous steps.
Yeah.
They're not particularly thick. Oh, right.
Unlike me.
These follows. Let me order these real quick.
I was thinking of this when you said that.
I love this room.
The party climbs the stairs and he's at floor 1.
I
Is
wonder
this
where
building to be in Rock?
it should be, or at least we should be able to get some directions.
It is the only meaningful building.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can find everyone.
Right.
Lork peeks into the mess hall, sees if anyone's there.
Go ahead and give me a perception.
Oh boy.
Does
you can
Richter
imagine.
remember what any of them actually are supposed to look like?
Not at all.
Well,
He probably knows they're blue.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, blue. I, the player, have a very bad memory of these icons.
what?
Well, I
Of
mean,
these.
considering Rifter can fucking parrot memory of literal, like, fucking words and maps and shit, I feel like faces wouldn't be that difficult.
I feel
considering
like
their
it would be
pattern.
when he only saw like 2 of them up close.
That's fair.
And the other ones were just like, you know, hey, somebody somewhere. It just blends in with like a dozen other Dalmarov.
Yeah.
Damarev moment.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
But at
saying
least
all
it
of
would
us
be
Dragonborn look alike?
physically, like,
Yes.
He'd have an easier time than somebody else would.
Well, there appear to be none here.
Let's head up to the next floor. Maybe we can... Hopefully Executor Paralyn's in his office.
We could ask and see if anyone's seen them instead of wandering around aimlessly.
True.
But that's so much less fun.
Yeah. Which of the... I know some of the people in here are more important. Which ones would be more likely to know?
Lork would give that information because he probably knows, but I don't.
Generally, the red crested ones who are the smallest batch, these ones, and they're similar rank. They tend to be small squad leaders.
Alright, Lorik, I would say we ask them.
As you step in, about a third to a quarter of the individuals in this room immediately stop what they're doing, which is currently eating dinner, and they stand up in full salute as you enter.
Oh?
Please sit at ease.
After a moment, they return to eating.
Say, I wanted to ask a couple questions. One, is Executor Parolin here?
They are in their room as always.
Alright. And do you know if Executor Lay's alright?
I believe you should talk to Parolin, sir.
Alright. Thank you.
Would you mind giving me an insight real quick? And Rifter can probably do the same.
Oh?
Does anybody
okay.
else have an insight of at least like 5?
Negatory.
Insight.
Yeah, the fact that he didn't answer the question gives me a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Not just that. Oh, hey. Yeah. The two of you are able to tell through the little slits in his armor and a little bit of the crack in the voice that it's not just a, it is one to assume the worst for.
I see.
Rifter is like looking around like he's very impressed. He's about to say something snide, and then as he's like opening his mouth, he says that in that tone, and Rifter gives Lorik a very grimacing look.
Thank you. I'm going to head up now.
Darius will put his hand on Lorik's shoulder and
We
kind
don't,
of side hug him while we're walking.
we don't know exactly what happened yet. Let's find out.
You're right. So,
Lork takes some heavy breaths as he starts up the next set of stairs. Don't tell me I was too late.
Nothing's confirmed. It could
Don't
just be.
overthink anything,
I
Lorik.
know.
Hold
I know.
on.
I know.
Hey, slow down. Relax.
His,
No matter what happens, we're gonna be okay.
his footsteps are practically crushing the atmosphere of the room as they plop.
He is going to grab onto Lorik for a moment and like try and turn him around to look at him. Hey, I understand this is a hard time for you, and I'm here for you if you need it. But I need you to seriously stop and check yourself right now, because this isn't something that we can afford to be emotional during. I'm sorry. I don't want to tell you this right now, but I need you to take a moment.
Right.
Whatever happens, whatever happened, we're going to get through it.
You're right. You're right. Give me just a moment.
Now, let's go talk to Parolin.
All right. Lork knocks on the door.
Coming.
And he steps into the office.
Parolin looks up at you. pushes out his chair and closes the script that he was writing on.
Apologies for coming in unannounced.
Hey, no mind, brother.
I asked downstairs, and when I asked about Executor Allay, they just told me to come talk to you. What happened while I was away?
Seemingly at a bit of a lack of words, he gestures for you to follow for a moment.
Right.
He pulls down some chairs, sets them down, and sits in one of them, looking across to the other.
Lorik follows his lead.
How much would you like to hear?
The fact that you're asking this tells me most of what I feared, so
I'm sorry, I understood you were close. There were... His words get choked out a little bit as well. One of the only other executors I would deem to call a friend.
they were a complicated person, and I wish I could have.
Don't burden yourself like that.
I had hoped that using some of the power released with Nidhogg's death would allow me to eradicate the plague and thus save her, but I was already too late, wasn't I? How long ago?
About 2.5 weeks at this point. Hey. He scooches his chair a little bit closer and tries to put your hands in his.
Lord lets him.
They understood the situation they were in, and while I can't say they accepted it, I can confide in you in a way that I should not, at least not by protocol. But they were at least proud of the legacy they're going to leave on. They explained that they had had regrets when they first caught it, that the sensors might be thrown into disarray and terror, and that is no longer a fear that they've had in these last few weeks. I know that there are no words that will make it right, but I only hope that there will be words that make it a bit better.
Thank you. I just need time.
Of course. I know that you're here, there's going to be a meeting, but
Right.
I'll leave it to you to decide when you're ready.
It should be sooner rather than later. I just need some moments to compose my
course.
thoughts. I had hoped that I would have been in time. Thank you for taking the time to let me know all of this.
I wish that I could spend more. But I don't think there's much more that I could help with.
I don't think words will avail us here in that regard. Not while there's work to be done.
You're very brave, Executor Lord.
Lork winces at the use of that title.
They knew you won't disappoint.
I hope I can live up to that knowledge.
You will.
Thank you, Carolyn, for everything.
He gives a gentle bow and returns his hat to his head and his body to his chair.
Lork stands up from his chair and looks at the rest of the party. Seeing as they played a vital role in the Icon's death, are they permitted to listen in on the meeting?
One of the two. There's one
One of
that,
the two?
one of the
Oh.
two. You and the other executors are to meet with the Highborn. That is one that we must meet
That they-
alone.
Right.
How we move forward with this dream that's been bestowed upon us and how that came to be. And he looks up. Well, I may have suspicions, are ones that I would like to understand firsthand, and they would be invaluable to be there on that.
Right. I think it best if we take care of that one now. If that is alright with you.
I would believe it be prudent to wait until morning, but
Alright.
you need time, please. Take your rest.
Alright.
Enjoy being home, if you can.
Right. Thank you.
The gods won't be there to pick up the slack, but at least your friends will.
Aye. All we can truly count on is each other.
Glory to the Highborn.
According to the Highborn. Lork gestures to the others and heads out of the room. I forget which of these rooms is the
Yellow.
office for the sensors. Yellow, okay. And before heading to the barracks, he heads toward Alay's office.
Of note, yellow, not gold. Gold is Triumphus.
Okay. So this one?
Yep.
Okay.
As they walk out, Darius is going to say, "You go ahead. I would like to speak with Peregrine for a moment. If that's all right with you."
basically, as soon as Lork gets out of Perlin's line of sight, he visibly deflates a bit and looks like a foot shorter.
Rifter's trailing behind, but always out of view.
And he has his hand kind of tentatively on the doorknob for this now his office. And
Ouch.
kind of just stands there for like a solid minute.
You stare out at it and think back to one of the times when you first showed up, when you were first being assigned to actually be a sensor, and how they were there much younger than they were the last time. Managing some of it, directing a few others, and personally welcoming you to the group. A very... Sure, all of the Delmarevs are family, but that especially felt different. It was more respect than many of the others had offered, and well, sure, you could always chalk that up to simply you being one in their branch of the tribe. It is nonetheless one that made it real.
So once they leave and the door either closes or is left slightly ajar, whatever happens, he's just looking at Paralyn for like 10, 15 seconds. 2.5 weeks.
I understand your frustration.
2.5 weeks. You leave him without a word. No knowledge that the person he loved most in this entire goddamn organization was gone.
Pushes out his chair and takes just a step or two to face you. First, it was not without trying. Second, you know as well as I that with you being a servant of this order, that is not true.
He deserved to know before now.
He did, and I wish I could.
He should have tried harder. As he turns to leave. And catches up.
Rifter just is standing, his back to the wall, both hands in his pocket. He looks at Darius, he just gives him a cursory nod.
Lork opens the door and faces reality.
It is mostly pristine. LA was always very particular about the details and individuals mattering and everything. And the way they kept their room was no different. When you're in charge of reports and exploration and the general going about, you have to be organized. And they took that in strides. Even the few parts that seemed to be slightly haphazardly feel much more like they were in use rather than in disarray. There's a current batch of papers on the main desk, dated back to about 13 days ago. Just over 2.5 weeks.
Lork kind of hesitantly walks up to the desk, remembering probably the countless other times that he had done that, even that one night a few years back. There is so much I wish I could have said. I don't think I can ever forgive you for that, but I can't condemn you. I don't know what I would have done in your place in that situation. I don't. You practically raised me, but I don't even know if I truly knew you. I don't think I ever really took the time to know you because I thought you would always be there. I hoped so fervently that there was a way to save you, that there was a way that there could be reconciliation, that there could be honesty for once between us. I'm sorry.
The thunder flash from the nearby halls lights up, channeling through and somewhat into the room, giving it a briefest spark as the words bounce off those yellow-plated walls. The rest of the party hears the water as the rain it is. Floric hears the rain a little bit differently at the floor nearby.
Riptor's just gonna put his hand on Loric's shoulder, give him a slight squeeze. He says, "How you feeling, big guy?"
I don't know.
That's fair.
How was one supposed to feel in a situation like this?
Well, I can only speak for myself, but sad. And I think you just need to feel those feelings. She would have known that you're gonna do a damn good job, and you're gonna make her proud.
I know that. I wish I could have actually talked to them about that night, about why they chose me as their nominus, as why... about so much.
for as unanswered as unfortunately those questions are gonna have to be, I feel like it's a pretty good answer. Because you were the best choice, mate. She chose you because she saw something in you. Now I think we all see in you, mate.
Lorcan takes a couple steps forward again and puts his hand on the desk as he circles around it. He doesn't sit down in the actual seat, but he takes a look at some of the papers and doesn't want to disturb the scene.
Well, some of them are the standard logistics that you would expect. An overwhelming number of them are requests for them to ask the Highborn to aid in their illness, wishes to be better. Some even go so far to saying perhaps asking for permission to pray if they would allow it. And other such tidings.
Your loss is our loss, Lorik. Just remember you don't have to bear it alone.
It's at this point that tears actually start coming from Lork's eyes, and he says, I know. I know. It wasn't supposed to be this way. I had so much I wanted to say. I had so much planned. I had thought so long about that wasn't even one of the well-wishers here.
You gave them more than any well-wishing card or note ever could.
Let's get some rest. I need to not think about this right now. I need to not think about what's waiting tomorrow.
Alright. I need to apologize to someone.
Alright.
Go ahead and get some rest. I'll find out where you are.
Thank you.
My question to Lorik. Does he take the sensor bed? Does he move to his standard bunk? Or does he move to the open company area to remain with his friends through the night?
He's going to head back to his old bunk. For the time being, at least. Maintain at least an illusion of normalcy for a little bit.
The note on the other bunk, it has a note giving an approximate date of return of about 4 weeks from now.
I hope he's alright. He was a good kid. But basically, as soon as Lorik actually gets out of his armor and hangs his cloak up and lays down in bed, he's just out like a light.
What about the other 3 members of the party? Zeus did not want to be here for it. He's busy getting food downstairs or something, who knows?
Who knows? Darius is gonna look at Rifter and Sternhoff. I assume you're thinking exactly what I am.
Can you repeat that? The music's kind of loud.
Me?
I'd say
Yeah,
that's just
the-
in character. The thunder was deafening during that moment.
Yeah.
I assume you're thinking the same thing that I am now, Rifter.
That depends. What are you thinking?
Going to be hard to collect the 50,000 gold.
Well, I mean, no, that might make it easier. I mean, we know the guy who has the power to make it so.
I just don't know if I can leave him alive long enough.
I mean, is it dead or alive, or just...
Alive?
Okay, yeah, that makes it difficult.
There's nothing stopping us from killing him after the reward is taken. Well, maybe something, but
Only the
nothing
entirety
that can't stand in our way.
You're right, though. I need to apologize to Paralyn and potentially talk to him about not being allowed in the Highborn meeting. Welcome to join me if you'd like.
Lork is probably at this point in the stage of hanging up his armor. He's probably at that point. He probably just finishes putting it up and lays down into his bunk.
I would like to get it done with quickly. I have someone whose sleep I need to make sure is immaculate.
Wait, you did say a moment ago Lork, right?
No?
Oh, I thought you were talking to
Said
Lork.
you all. He was talking to Rifter and he was speaking to Rifter and Sternhoff. You all can join me with Paralyn if you'd like, but it's up to you.
I think I'll be there, might as well.
If you are there, it might be wise for you to not be there.
Rifter nods. And he imagines himself as invisible. Unobservable, actually.
He, boop, is gone.
Let's go then.
He's going to make his way back in, or over to the door and knock on it again.
Of note, as Rifter is moving by Stroonhop and kind of sneaks a little bit by the door, Darius also does that. And for Rifter, it's a very bizarre feeling, as Darius simply moves through you for that moment as you were, you know, still somewhat being a little bit sneaky, trying to move a little bit slower. It's very weird seeing him suddenly in front of you after doing so. For Darius, you don't notice a thing.
Interesting.
And he knocks.
The door at this point is open.
Oh, okay. He would enter. Pardon me. Wow, whoa, voice crack, pardon me.
Of course.
I would like to apologize for my outburst. My anger was misdirected.
He puts up his hand. There's no need. We all have our moments of doubt, and this is a very warranted time for it. It is not unwarranted. You are no weaker for it. It is not unreasonable. We all have an enemy to blame.
Indeed.
And I understand that sometimes those enemies may be unwarranted. He stands up and moves closer. And I hold no retribution for it, or ever will. I only hope that you understand to be strong enough for him.
That is the only thing that I am capable of.
Then he gives a gentle nod and returns to his location. Before sitting in the chair, he starts moving over to grab a few other things, and again, kind of moves through Rifter for just a moment, and it's fucking weird.
Rifter is gonna try to peer over his desk and just see the documents and just, being a fucking snoop.
Right. The
A
first
stink rat.
part's pretty easy, just observing the top part. This part's currently going into decree on a little bit of legislation regarding better, anti-smuggling acts to help crack down on a little bit of security. And you try to turn the page a little bit, and your hand goes through the papers in the desk.
Oh yeah, that figures. As he pulls his hand back up.
Would
He's
you
also
mind
very-
rolling me an intelligence check real quick? Sorry,
Oh.
save.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh well, thank God I'm good at
Lucky
those.
you. Rifter does not, in fact, think about how if he's able to go through the paper, does that mean he's able to go through the floor?
Okay, he does not think about it.
He does not think about it.
He does not think about the giraffe.
He does not think about the giraffe. He does not suddenly start plummeting.
I don't pull a fucking warhammer and be like, guys, how do we breathe?
Yeah, literally, though, actually,
Wait.
kind of.
Is the air just passing through my lungs right now? Like, can I
That's
breathe right
cringe.
There was one more thing I wanted to talk to you about.
He just speaks over his shoulder. Please do.
I understand all of your customs and proceedings and how exclusive it is to meet with the Highborn. And I understand your disposition to disallow us, due to protocol, to meet. However, I think it is rather important that I'm able to speak with the Highborn on some account.
You are more than welcome to at another time. Any of those with merit, and especially those close to the executors, show to meetings regularly, or even upon their own choice, may do it. But I cannot allow you in this one. This is his first as executor, and this is one in which he must brave it alone.
I understand.
And
There's-
afterwards, I'm sure that he and you will have easy access to get consult if you wish.
Is there something, before I ask you anything else, would you be willing to keep something that I tell you? Something that, even if asked by the Highborn themselves, you would not reveal?
If you had asked me a week ago, I'd give a blatant no. But now I'm not so sure. That is his answer.
That's good enough for me. We didn't just kill Nidhogg. More happened. And the reason I find it so important that I meet with the Highborn is because I am the replacement.
Yes, the smell upon you. I understand that you are close with Lorik, and I hold no malice towards you for it. But you are wise to count your blessings considering the company.
I understand. That's why I consider that you are one of our most trusted, closest allies, given the only reason I tell you.
He gives a slight nod. He's attempting to form a word and then stops and holds his tongue for a little bit. And a few seconds later, these words eventually form. Most gods, both the bits we've read and the few times others have experienced, have a way of masking their presence. I am sure that with some practice you could do the same. It may be best to do so before meeting with many of the other executors, for they would no doubt smell the same.
I appreciate your advice, and I will take it into account. I held the same hatred of the gods as you did. You do.
His reports were very thorough about that.
But I think that was the only reason why I had to take the mantle.
I hope that your conviction is as strong as his has writ.
I hope so as well. But if I can be half of the person that Lorik thinks I am, then I will never waver.
There's a borderline smile on his face a little bit before he gives a nod and back to work. As you're about to leave, he gives one last call out. If you need anything while you're here or later, let me know.
I appreciate it.
Don't trouble him with it, even if he could. I'll
I understand.
take his place for it.
And I don't mean to, in any way, use this as any show of power whatsoever. But if you need something from me, the same stands.
I hope I never do.
He nods and makes his way out.
Please close the door.
He closes the door on his way out.
Yep. Strunop's in there via Arcane Eye, right?
No, he was gonna close it since he was the last one out.
Oh, he was just there. I thought, okay. Ooh.
I mean, he did ask me to come with him, so.
Oh, wait. Rifter, the door is closed. Okay, Rifter walks through the wall.
I think that went better than I thought it would.
Seems like it.
Hopefully Rifter got out of there before the door got shut.
No need, I can go to the wall.
Oh my.
And
Alright, now you can walk through walls too.
I realized I was muted because I was telling you I was trying to face the wall the whole time.
Well, here's the thing. All that is that's you being in character. You're method acting.
Yeah,
You
true.
literally couldn't speak. True. True. Unperceivable. Do I really smell bad? As he sort of looks at Richter.
I with Rifter's incredibly high I would like to know if Darius is stinky. Oh! Oh!
Nope.
Oh no.
Actually, you take a smell and you're like, damn, I smell bad. I shouldn't even smell at all right now.
Rifter smells himself and he's like, I don't like the way I smell right now, actually. He's like, is there a shower around here?
Again,
yeah.
nobody is able to hear you right now.
He undid his.
Oh, okay,
his
okay. Oops,
thing.
I
oops.
undid it.
Okay, okay. Then you're just regular stinky instead of superficially or supernaturally stinky.
I see.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. He's going to try and remember where he slept last time he was here.
There's a location on the bottom floor.
Rifter is going to take a bird bath. So
Just go
funny.
outside, forehead.
Yeah.
As he's walking, if there's no dialogue, so sorry to interrupt you. Whenever there isn't talk, he's going to be trying to thinking about what Paralyn said and trying to identify first off what he was talking about and then try and hide it.
Can you go ahead and give me a religion?
This is no religion.
So true.
I rolled poorly the rest of the session. There's no way that this roll could be poor.
Oof.
Oof. This might be something that eventually reveals itself in time.
It's going to be his primary mode of thought right now because he is concerned about meeting with the
Right.
other executors.
I understand.
Yeah.
It is not something that you find the answer to tonight, at least upon your own.
Mm-hmm. Alright, back to the first floor, I suppose.
Does Schoonhoff join?
Yes.
The party sans Lorik is upon the first floor.
Darius is going to speed walking and make his way into the room, and by the time anyone else is comes inside, he's already asleep.
Oh, no, my friend. These are the showers.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, okay.
He falls
Darius-
asleep in the shower.
Darius said to, or not.
I thought you said
but
you were
I said
following Rifter.
Darius. No, I said that Darius is going to try to remember where we slept last time, and then you said it's somewhere on the first floor, and then you pinged somewhere when we went to the next floor, so I assume that's where we slept.
That's where the shower was that Rifter was going to, and I thought you were saying you were trying to remember where the showers were from the last time y'all stayed here. Anyway.
I do a shower.
Yeah.
He does a shower.
Rifter goes downstairs and takes a shower. The rest of you go to the common quarters.
So on and so forth. Honk shoe.
Oh, shoe.
Me.
Well then, unless the party has any other nips to make, I believe that is the session. If you
Okay.
have any words, say it now between yourselves.
Rifter is just showering with delight despite the depressing atmosphere, because he realizes just how much fucking power he has now.
Occasionally, as you're looking down on your black feathers glistening in the water, the reflection of lightning from the nearby windows that shine down into it give a lot more depth to your body than you often would look at. It gives a moment of progress. You're a drastically different boy than when you started this journey with ruffled feathers and dirtied claws. Not only is there a little bit of strength to the cleanliness, but also the sheer presence of how you as a person has changed.
He's just thinking about he looks out into the thunderstorming rain, and he remembers that it was a night very much like this one that Galtor happened to find him out in the streets, and that's what made him who he is today.
Eventually, Rifter heads back upstairs and joins the rest of the party in the common company. Instead of carrying around more percents, he just carries a few extra knives.
Yeah, the last 4% is just miscellaneous different types of knives.
Instead of armor, he just carries more knives. And with that, everyone, I would like to thank you for arriving to the session and for sticking through it.
Thanks,
But
Dad.
alas, all
Yeah.
good things must end. And so now they will end.
The session is over, as well as the campaign. GG, this is the ending. Bye.
Damn,
All
the ending
things
is really
consi-
just Lork is depressed.
All
With
things
this
considered, it
character's death,
wouldn't be the
the
worst.
thread of fate has been severed. Reload a previous save or remain in this doomed world you have created.
Oh
Is it-
god, we
is it
gotta
remain
reload
or
before the sea
persist?
serpent fight.
Is it remain
Huh?
or persist?
Yeah, whatever.
I thought,
Sounds
is it
like-
persist in this
Or
doomed
persist.
world you created?
I didn't exactly quote it. Even the beginning part of it was wrong.
Oh well,
With
anyway.
this character's
Farewell, everyone.
prophecy is severed.
Oh.
Such a...
Okay. It is with this character's death, the thread of prophecy is severed. Restore a saved game to restore the weave of fate, or persist in the doomed world you have created.
Oh, you know how we could have speedrun it? We could have used the discs in the wilderness to shave a couple days off.
Probably not enough for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but if we managed to skip the sea serpent fight by BLJing, then we would have not had to deal with slow from the boat being so heavily damaged.
Anyway,
What if we
I'm going to
instant-
cut off the stream. Farewell, everyone.
Go for it.